Hello! Alright guys, we got a bit of a clear night tonight, so let's make the most of this. We're doing a live, a UFO, a UAP, Skywatch, coming to you from Wiltshire in the UK, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, just down the road from Stonehenge. We've already got some movement on the screen, so let's see if we can zoom in on these ones there. How you doing, Harko and Ken? Good to see you. Look, there's this one here.
Zoom mode activated.
Catch this before it comes off the screen. Nice and green there. Now, we need to see it do something strange, something a satellite just can't do. So we need to see it shoot off at speed there, change its course, its trajectory. Something anomalous like that will tell us that it's not one of the many, many satellites that's around up there. But nice and clear. A few wisps of cloud, but nice and clear tonight there. How you doing, Carl, as well? Harko's still in there. You've been patient there across all of the platforms tonight. And any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic there. 100%. We've heard that phrase a few times, haven't we? You know, and it is so true there. We need to have some sort of structural understanding, or it goes in our minds into the corner of magic there. How you doing, DJ? Good to see you there, and thank you for the heart. Appreciate all of that. Ben is in as well. Harko there as well. Kate and Zen. Good to see you all. Look how lovely and clear it is tonight there. We've got some movement already. Remember to keep your eyes on this here. We need to see it even when we zoom out there. You need to keep your eyes on it and see it do something strange. So if it changes its course, its trajectory, its speed there. Excellent there. Oh, what is it? Let's have a quick look there. Kate, what is that? That's the other Discord. No, wrong one. Oh my god, DJ, I've just seen your message there. That is a very, congratulations. Very good news there. Right, where is the Discord? How are we doing it? What's that right? I don't know. What is this? Okay, I'll have to have a look there. Right, well, I'll jump on that one afterwards. Yes, Kate, very much so. There. Where are we? Look at... I mean, it's going to happen at some point. But yeah, totally. Right, look at the movement that we have got tonight there. Look at the movement. Now we need to see it do something strange there. I only skimmed it, Kate, so I'll have to check afterwards. But I got the gist, so we'll tackle that one. I only got the gist of it there because it's quite long, but I will have a scroll through there in a second. Where are we? Ben is in as well there, and yeah, he's a very pretty sky tonight. We are very, very lucky for that one. And long time from Florida. How are you doing, Ra? Good to see you in there. Lorraine, thank you for the shares. Good to see you in for those. Guys, I do appreciate that. All of the likes and shares, they do help us reach more and more like-minded people there. Hello, Kate. I will give it my after the stream, so we'll have a look for that one there. That is DJ, exactly, very much so. That I'm glad to hear it. That is some good news there. So Harko, oh, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate that. All goes back into the stream. It is alive tonight. It's wonderfully clear and wonderfully alive. I'm seeing at least 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have we got any more hiding around there? Can we see anything strange? There. And DJ, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Look how big and bright this one is tonight. Look at that. Look at the size of that compared to some of the others. So, is it a larger satellite? And we're going to assume it's a satellite there until it does something strange. Or is it closer to us here? Because something that could be the same size, but if it's closer to us there, it's going to reflect more light back to us, isn't it? So, it could just be closer there. But normally speed, that would seem to be going faster if it was closer, appear to us to be going faster. There, another one, faint one there. Getting a few wisps of cloud, but it's not going to get in the way, is it? Of our Skywatch tonight. Sorry, I'm a bit slow tonight. I'm still recovering from the man flu, but I'm a little bit better today. Look at this one is Jupiter tonight, so not another star. This is a planet in our own solar system there. That is why it's so big and bright and clearly round there. So it's a lot closer to us. there as well. All these others are very, very far away. Look at this one. There. Where are we? Yeah, no, we're all caught up. I'm not used to it being so peaceful. You know what? I put on the music today, the background music for this stream. We've been doing this nearly a year. We'll say it's a year for argument's sake, and therefore I pretty much listened to this background music every night for a year. But for some reason, I actually heard it again tonight rather than just kind of tuning it out, and it properly sent me into a full-on nostalgia trip to this time last year when we were trying to get the stream to work, trying to press all the buttons, trying to see what the sky would look like at night. And it was quite nice. Got to feel something for once there. So I'm trying to pay attention a bit more to the music in the background there. We're all a bit in Zen mode. We're all zonked out of it. So what has everybody been up to? I was going to say it's the end of the week, but it's not. It's bloody Monday, isn't it? There, I'm losing track. It's because I'm not in the glasses today there. And Whipdat, how you doing there? Good to see ya. So, let's scroll on over here. Got a little bit of movement there. So it looks like it's stretched itself out there, so it's going quite fast. So I'd imagine quite close, but it is quite dull. A nice colour changing one down here. Now that is probably to do with the light being reflected through the Earth's atmosphere still. But it's a nice flashing bit of green there. Oh, shite. It'll come in shot in a second. Where is it? There it is. Awesome tonight. Went shopping for stream snacks, Ben. I wanted to do such a thing, but Leanne had other plans, like to look after the birds. So you got this one following that one. Now, is this possibly Starlink there? Nice constellation. The green can be associated quite a lot with Starlink as well there, because a lot of them are quite low. In fact, the Starlink satellites, to get that speed of connection for the internet there, they want them as low as possible. In fact, they're so low that they have a lot that do just fall out of the sky and burn up. So, could be related to that, but only 2 in that train by the looks of it there. Or another 2 chasing themselves up here, and there's a faint one above that. One's just coming off the screen there, and another one that is coming into shot here. So when we zoom in and zoom out there, we need you guys to still keep following the movement with your eyes there. We're looking for them to do something strange, to turn a corner, change their speed, their course, their trajectory, anything like that that will tell us that is not one of the many satellites up there, because there are a hell of a lot. And Rio, how are you doing? I'm a little bit better today. I'm less snotty, but just very, very drained. It doesn't help as well, that typically this is my rant, that I'm out of medication again, and this time it is not my fault. One of them, about 5 of the medications I'm on, they're technically off-label, so certain consultants will prescribe them not for what they're meant to be for, and therefore you A, can't get them on the NHS, and B, you have to go to very specific pharmacies that will trust the consultant that issues the prescription for it, and they're always changing it and they're always delaying it, and I have sent so many emails. It's about 3 weeks and I'm not getting any replies, so I'm sure that is going to help my cognitive function no end, guys, on that one. There. Oh, you Paul's manners there. He drives you nuts with his stupid pictures. Does he do it automatically? Because actually I need a new one. I was using Sora for a bit, but it doesn't... they've stopped that one now, so I do need to find a new one there. How you doing, Galaxy, as well there? Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to see you in. And where are we? Scrolling through there. What is the giant orb in 4D there? That is a good question there. So that one, I think he's at Jupiter there. It is very big and very bright for us here at the minute. There, 3D. Yeah, that one. It's right on the line. It's right on the line. There. Oh, got yourself a Starbucks coffee this morning at 9:30 and immediately slept till 12:30. Oh my god, that is the reverse of what it's meant to do there, Kate. How are we all doing? How are you doing, Rio? There. And you've been to the local hospital or pharmacy? Is it a doctor? It's the pharmacies one. That's the problem. Yeah, I can't get them from anywhere other than like one pharmacy, and then they're just useless. Had the same issues last month, and absolute nightmare. But there's nowhere else I can go to there. He's still rambling in the Discord spam. Oh, what? Hold on. Is that what that bleeping is? Oh, is it still going on? Kate, sorry, I thought it was a previous thing there. Where are we? I thought it was like an earlier today one. You know what, I don't even know where the buttons are. Let's have a look. Sorry, let me jump on that now then. Oh, fuck, I don't like it. There we go, that's one for now. Until we can look at that one later. Thank you for the heads up there. Let's have a look. You can I can send you an invite, then you have 500 credits. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I haven't tried it, so I'll have to give it a go there. Unless I need a Facebook account, because isn't that like the Facebook one there? Yeah, don't worry. Never feel you have to engage with anything like that there. I know it's the caffeine, I think. It does have, for certain people, it's like stimulants in general. Some people, it has the reverse effect, isn't it? It's ADHD medication is essentially meth as well. But you need that to keep it going there. Oh, and 3 satellites just flew over me in a triangle formation. DJ, very, very rare. Very, very rare. We've seen that a couple of times. And to do that parallel orbit there, so not just that they're following each other, that can happen quite easily, but actually to get them side by side like that is very, very difficult. And I think we figured out there is one satellite constellation up there that does that. But one out of the whole of the sky. It's very, very odd. Apparently it's a gravitational wave detector, but I think that could be, I mean, it's a point that it could just be an anomaly in of itself there, isn't it? Ah, thank you, Harko. There, and Ben, you're arguing to people. We'll put you as security there, Ben. Where are we over on the tubes there? Where are we? Whipdat is in, fellow human hybrids. I like it. Got LJ. I'll try and remember that one, LJ. And where are we there? Always a wife in someone's ass and F1. I mean, that's quite a good name there. If we all had to live by our usernames that we decided when we was teenagers. I'm very frustrated because my mate actually, he got this pun from me and immediately claimed like the email address. I think it was probably MSN at the time, so I'm not that worried now. But it was simply the breast, and that was his email for years. He's now a senior professional, but he still uses that email address for private communications there. And Ken there, if we live in a simulation, I want to talk to the manager. I'm deeply dissatisfied. There'll probably be a queue. That's probably what Earth is. It's the holding lobby there. Take your ticket there. And did you hear about the 4chan leak a couple of years ago? Oh, which one was that? Because we have covered a couple of leaks on our deep dives, but I think they were just the Reddit ones. I don't know if it was a 4chan one. Ancient AI facility under the... Oh, no, we did do this one. And you know, when I first heard people talking about that, I immediately wrote it off. I thought, no, that is too far-fetched for me. It's too far out there. Carl as well, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that, guys. It all goes back into the stream. But that is too far-fetched for me. And then we read it, and you know what? It starts to really ring true. And I don't know if it's, if it's one of these things like, you end up tying it in yourself. But yeah, no, I come away from that. You know what? That's plausible to me. That is on there. And he also said sightings will increase significantly, and by 2026, he has stated it's started insanely strong for UFO sightings. Honestly, there are a few of those whistleblowers there. There was that one, and my next. Oh, that's a big bright one there, isn't it? A couple of green ones coming in. Keep your eyes, guys, on those. We need to see that anomalous movement. There's a couple of those whistleblowers there. The molecular biologist. One that claimed to have worked with the alien bodies. That was another really, really good one. It's quite a strong claim, but it was really, really well written, and it seems to hold up, and it fits in. It makes one of those few ones, because a lot of what we hear about in the community, it's new evidence. It's another leaf on the tree, but it's not the branches and the twigs that then connect it all and tie it together. We just get another new weird facet of the phenomena, but it doesn't help us flesh out our understanding of the overall thing of what might be going on. But those really fit for me as potential things that could help tie it all together there. And some triangle UFOs seem like a triangle of lights there, because the light are projecting a cloak, making the body or craft invisible. That's quite an interesting one, because we also have the reverse engineered, don't we, TR-3B as a purported craft that are meant to have a light in each corner as well. That always struck me. One of the first sightings we had of the triangular formation, I swear to God, it was dark in between it. It's blocking out the stars behind it, unlike the other ones that we've seen, so it might be at play as well there. And what changes my mind there, when vocabulary and knowledge of top secret projects seems very plausible. I think that is it, you know, and that is for a lot of people, you know, you can, and you probably had this experience, maybe you've had a sighting yourself, or you've come across some really interesting information and you want to share that one with a friend, family member who might not be into that. You go, but this is so amazing, and then you hand them that knowledge, and then they drop it, you know, because there's no hook in their brain, there's no structure for that. Oh, we having a sulk? There we go. Oh no, it's oh, the Men in Black. Hold on, guys. Let's bring them back up. There we go. Yeah, no hook for that knowledge to hang on there. We need to kind of, you know, flesh out that understanding, so, you know, we're more filling in the blanks rather than sort of starting that puzzle from scratch with just three pictures there, three pieces and no picture of the outside the box there. And when it added up with what Phil Schneider said in 1997, there are a few of these, they do seem to be coming together now, don't they? And Raf, how are we doing? Good to see you. And where are we in the on the TikTok? Let's have a look there. Robbie Star, how are you? Good to see you. And Rachel there, we don't live inside of a computer. Remember what Bashir said? I did watch that one in the end, but I've totally forgotten it now. What was it? Do let us in, because I would agree with you, Rachel. I think the simulation hypothesis stuff is interesting, but I don't think it's the right conclusion there. But hey, you never know. And did you see the Grumman doc today there on the ISS there? Oh no, I literally haven't been through the messages today. What we missed in the Skywatch. Oh man, that would have been good there. And Triple Red there, how you doing? Using a Skywatcher mount there? Sadly not, no. If only. No, this is just a digital camera on a really cheap pan and tilt head there. So sadly not that advanced there. Oh, good spot in there, Harco, but I'm well behind there. You're watching it, tracking it, moving through there. And have you got Venus up? Nice and bright down there. I don't actually. What we do have is, is that purple one? I think that purple one is, or was, Jupiter there. It's got a bit darker, so it's got a bit smaller there. I'm not sure which direction Venus is in at the second. There, Lee Scott, good to see you. How are you doing there? Cameras crashed. They definitely do. Alan broke the camera. He's outside chewing on the wires there. He's damn feral. They're good spot in there. Harco, a bit behind. And we live in our own in our own simulation. You know, I don't remember that one from the thing, but that rings very, very true. And it's probably a lot of our human language that we're trying to apply to these things. Oh wow, look at free here. You know, maybe simulation's the best word for it, but I think it's probably quite close. It does seem to fit for me. Look how big and bright these ones are. Look at those. You could easily imagine that they could be the old Tic Tacs. This is a nice colourful one. Right, let's go back to where these two just tracking across. Keep your eyes on these. Remember, guys, we need to see that anomalous movement there. We need to see them shoot off at speed, stop dead, change course, change trajectory, anything like that there. I did accidentally drop them in the live. Oh, but they weren't live. Oh, no worries. I always miss the things that are there. How you doing, Beer Buster? Good to see you there. I'm seeing a lot of Jupiter in there this year. You know what? I am, because we're at this patch. It's kind of like with when we do the radio signal hunts. If you look at the map of the sky, we've not got a lot of close by big interesting stars in range at the second, but in a few weeks time that's going to change and we're going to start to get Vega in shot again. And Dara there, thank you for the gifts there, appreciate that. All goes back into the stream, but when that new patch of sky comes in range, oh, it's going to be phenomenal. But yeah, so I keep kind of following Jupiter around until it loses our alignment there. And Polly, good to see you. How are you? And see you there, Dara, too. And sometimes I see things the first time about them earlier, but I don't know where and when. Oh, yes, totally there. Very much the same there. And since my first UFO sighting in 2014, I had a spiritual awakening, and since I got 13,000 plus hours of researching aliens and UFOs, ancient architecture and lost civilizations, I am convinced there is some truth to it there. I totally think that they're all connected. I 100% think they do, and at the very least they may just be connected in the sense that our current narrative, our way that we understand our development, our Earth, the reality even, is just no longer functional, no longer fit for purpose there. And I never took witnesses seriously before, and it's true that they say you need a personal experience to open your... I think totally, you know, and a lot of the time you need... This is quite a high claim. If you're a sort of person that is going about your daily life, and it is all working for you, you know, you've got your job, you've got your car, you've got your family, all that sort of stuff there, you've got no reason to question the narrative there. But for a lot of people, it doesn't ever go slightly to plan or you'll come across something like this, and you know what, it doesn't have to be UFO, alien, or anything in that related. Sometimes you can just go and interact with society, and it doesn't work in the way that which you are told, and all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, well, how does it work then? You're compelled to find the answer, I think. And when my craft has a new Moscovian triangle inserted, and I'll come down and do a loop. Could you please, LJ? I'd love to see something like that on screen. There. Where are we? Let's have a look. Scrolling down. There we go. And Jay there, the green light doesn't help. Doesn't help what? And Vega was up last night for me. Well, SkyMap said it was. I mean, they're normally pretty good now. They're normally pretty good there. Oh, C3, I'm a bit far behind. There's lots of movement tonight. Keep your eyes peeled on it there. And Jay, a green light is annoying and it can't see in focus. Jay, honestly, you're the first person that said that at all. And Rachel, it is interesting when you do your own research. That is how I found out my ETs visited our garden there. 100%, you've got to go on your own journey for this, because there are more well-trod paths, but there's no paved road, is there? You know, nobody's gone down the path, have they? And enough for it to be directed and signposted there. But you know, I think a few people are, you know, pushing through the weeds and making their own path on the way through there. And where are we? And Brad, how are you there? I'm so ill. I won't be on for long tonight. You got the virus in a week. Brad, I'm feeling you there. I'm coming down. So it wasn't too bad, my one, but I hope you do feel better. It's always a bit rubbish there, being under the weather, isn't it? And Harko, what was very weird that when all the clones walking around somewhere on the globe, but they don't run. What was that one? I've forgotten the conversation for that. The parent program, and my wife followed him through that. It was me on holiday. Wait a minute, what's that? Is when all have clones walking around somewhere on the globe. Oh, that we all have clones walking. Yeah, you know what? That actually does strike me as something a little bit weird, a little bit interesting. That you know, we're all meant to be sort of a genetic lottery. You know, we're half of each parent there, and there's a little bit of a roll of the dice at play. You know, technically that we are not meant to, you know, have people. And what are the chances that you do get a doppelganger? But it does happen. There are certain people out there you go, oh my god, you are the spit. And sometimes you see it, don't you? You're like, oh, that's a big one. With celebrities and things like, and people like that there, you go, you would look absolutely the same there. Have you guys ever come across a match for yourselves there? And the patterns repeat. Well, this is the thing they do. I think, what is the odds though? What is that mathematical odds? And then how does that translate to the amount of people that we estimate to be around? And I suppose then you have to extrapolate it through all of history as well. And that's what genes are, they're patterns. That's a very good point. The first UFO in 2014 plus the second live capture in 2025 there. UFO Saturday, Newport. Your mum saw one there when she was young, and I have live half a mile from childhood home. Is it that there's they're attracted to certain areas? There is a reason, in the same way that we have sort of launch pads there. Brad, thank you for feeding out. That we have, launch pads and things like that. You know, is there a reason they're attracted to certain things, or are certain areas just more? They're better places to view the phenomena, less light pollution. More going on culturally, that people are more open to these sort of things. I do wonder how that aligns, what the maths would be. Is there a mathematical equation that you could run there to kind of predict where more sightings are going to be there? I was looking at your alien orbs again, and there are 3 or 4 more objects. Really? Sometimes you do. It's very complex patterns, but they are still patterns. I mean, I could see it. And it's like when they say no two snowflakes are the same, and how would anyone know? This is very true. And I wonder if this is something that's going to come up for us as well. Now, I said we are ever more connected in nature now. Visually, we're all connected through these apps. Are we going to start to see more and more doppelgangers, more and more similar people there? And if everyone did have the same car, house, and it should be weird. There is a movie about that. What's the name? Does anyone know the movie? And people out here checking every snowflake in existence under a microscope. A bit difficult. They melt, didn't they? But that is a very good point there. Yeah, could you match it all up? I do find it. There's part of me though that's like, especially, you know, how can that happen so often? Because you do see quite a lot of doppelgangers there. And is it still a visible faces and maybe a tiny craft? Oh, against scale. Somebody popped in once. And John, how are you doing? Good to see you there. Somebody popped in once. And they just come in with the one line of, have you considered that the aliens might be bloody tiny? And you know what? I hadn't. Like that. It just made me think of that, Rachel. Because we're always looking, and maybe they might be slightly smaller for us. We talk about the greys, don't we? As being about 5 foot or so. But yeah, like, I hadn't considered them being, like, you know, microscopic. Not necessarily microscopic there, but, you know, intelligent, complex beings that might be, you know, the size of an ant or something like that, which, if string theory is anything to go by, which I dispute, you know, would work with the dimensions that they predict there. I mean, that's probably where all the money for science goes, Kate. Sounds like the sort of thing they'd invest about $4 billion in. And, where are we? There as well. There are only so much at random before we run out there. So this thing, mathematically infinite, doesn't mean unlimited, apparently. Yeah, it just means a hell of a lot. But yeah, it doesn't, not technically unlimited. So I imagine patterns, yeah, would repeat, but it just still feels, you know, think of all the different factors involved in it, though, all the different variables. I suppose, though, that maybe there's something more connected than we would assume to that air. Maybe our environment has more to play rather than just the genes there. We think of how we look and you know, our bone structure, our face structure, and all this sort of stuff. You know, we put it down to genetics, but maybe there is a lot more of an environmental factor at play, and therefore if you can get the same situations in the environment arising, maybe you'll get similar expressions in the genes. Genes is an interesting one. It's another one of these areas, right, that's a bit of a catch-all, and I've noticed this in the scientific community as well. Like, it's one of the ones they go, oh, yeah, your genes are responsible for that. It's because you use genes. Oh, yeah, your genes. And then you go, okay, well, which gene is it? Oh, we don't know that. You know, so I'm starting to, you know, it's one of those, it's like gravity. We've got a functional understanding of it. We can work with it. We experience it, but we don't actually know a lot about it. It's not fully solved by any means there. And all patterns repeat there, and eventually that forms a pattern, eventually loops over. And that in itself is a pattern. Rachel, my mum says it was them manifesting, and I think thinking more of a hologram. Holograms, we hear a lot of that, don't we, in this world there. My dad has a video of his doppelganger, and it's the trippiest thing ever. It's weird. I got a feeling that I had one once, and I'm trying to remember the details, because I'm having flashbacks. What was his name? Oh God, yeah. And it was quite surprising. It was local to me as well. There was like a doppelganger of me, and I think he had a ponytail. That was the only difference with it. And everyone would send me pictures, going, "What the fuck are you doing?" And yeah, no, it wasn't me. And that was within the same town. And you have to remember as well that genetically we are many from the same handful. That blows my mind as well, because we talk about genetic diversity and how important that is to stop, you know, viruses and sort of genetic disorders and things like that from spreading. But, you know, there has been times when they do think the population of humans has kind of been brought back down to about 1,000. How then do you, from that point, get and rebuild your genetic diversity? Because if you're all still working from the same core ingredients, surely it can't be that diverse there. And we are made of stardust, and so then this is going to be very true there. I think, you know, they're alien in literal definition. But there will be commonalities, there will be similarities there, there will be rules that govern us all. They just might be very more advanced there, and very more advanced. There's still no words, you can tell I'm a bit ill tonight. It's the truth, Kate, yeah. And DJ there, I either have one too many genes, or one too few, I can't remember which one. I've checked with the doctors. Honestly, it seems to be like the catch-all, you know, at the minute there. And yes, when they appeared at the same time, me taking the picture, they came in so fast. It's very interesting, especially if we do open up scale to this as well. It's a whole new part of the equation there. M to the C, how are you doing there? And my husband's third or something cousin is his twin. What? That's crazy, especially as it's in the family. I could almost believe it more, or not believe it more, but understand it more if it's a total random, you're not connected roll of the dice. It's just the numbers are all aligned for that. But within the family, and like, you're not from one of those sort of very close villages where he's also his brother, you know? That might explain it there. How are you doing, Retro Rich? Good to see you there. Dazzy as well, thank you for the gifts. Appreciate that. All goes back in there. And I have, neurofibromatosis. I've heard the first part of it, but I've not heard of the others. Wow, just look at that one there. And they're a few years apart, but the cousins came over from Ireland there, and it's mind-boggling. It is a bit there. Oh, thank you, Retro Rich. I do appreciate that one. It's good to have you. Where are you joining us from tonight, Retro? There. And Kendo is in. How are you? Look, we've got a lovely clear night with lots of movement. I'm not really zooming in at the minute until we get something anomalous there. We want to see some strange behaviour from all of those objects flying around up there, because there is a lot of explainable things up there. A hell of a lot of satellites, space junk and things like that. So we need to see whatever we're watching on the screen do something strange. I'll break my rule. Let's zoom in on this one.
Zoom mode activated.
So there we go. Here's an example. So if this is a satellite, it'll probably just continue on a straight path there. Sorry guys, I'll just move that one off the screen. There it is. A straight path there, because they're following their orbits, and they follow them at consistent speed, straight lines for us down here. We need to see it stop dead, shoot off at speed, do something strange there. Nice traditional triangular star there. Yes, you see it do something anomalous for us to believe, or to be assured that it is something a little bit more strange. Lots of activity up there, and as the summer rolls in, oh, here we go, here's a Starlink train, guys. Hey, first excitement of the season. I'm assuming it's Starlink, they're the only ones who put them up like this. Either that, or the UFO invasion has started. There we go, look at this one. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry guys, 8, 9, 10. It's always pretty cool to see, isn't it? There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So as it goes around its orbit around the Earth, they're going to spread out more and more and more, and eventually they'll be as far apart as all of the other ones there. Was that an incoming there, crossing each other's paths? Oh, sorry. God, it's all going on tonight. Let me try and get you back on the screen there, sorry. Yeah, that's cool to see. If you zoom out for scale, there you go, look, it's right going down the middle there. Oh my god, no, look, there's more, look, coming in, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, there, there's some stragglers. It is so weird. Oh, and another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, so we're on 14 there. So it's weird to see straight lines like that, isn't it, up in space. It really hits your stomach. You're like, that's odd. You know intuitively that that ain't natural. And obviously, it's old musky boy. With these million satellites up there, and they're going to put a hell of a lot of more up there, but that is so cool to see. Let's zoom in on this one again. There we go. You can tell these trains aren't run by Great Western Railway, and they're on time. Oh look, and there's another straggler coming all the way out. It might even be a different one in the same orbit there coming through, but how cool is that to see coming across the screen there. Let's have a scroll up at the chat. Let me catch up. I got distracted. Oh, Sunbury. Where's Sunbury? Oh, near Heathrow. You asked me a question already there. Heathrow, not too far. I used to pass Heathrow all of the time. So you're going to get lots of air traffic around Heathrow. Do you ever spot anything acting strangely? Or do you kind of get a bit like, well, it's so busy, you're so used to things up there, you don't kind of check it as much? Because when we was in Essex, I never really paid attention to the night sky at all. There's too overcast and too cloudy, too light polluted. That's the one I was looking for there. Mum definitely doesn't think it's spirits there. Something more mysterious there may well be, and hey, maybe that's an answer in general overall for spirits and that sort of realm there. A UFO right there. There are lots of strange things in the night sky. I don't think I've seen anything that's fully anomalous, but there is a lot of movement up there. And even a couple of days ago, we were seeing some very, very strange things. So keep your eyes peeled. It will definitely happen tonight there. And Kate coming in with the shares. Appreciate those, guys. It is the likes and shares that does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves there. And the more eyes and minds we can get on the phenomena, so the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. But we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch tonight, coming to you from Wiltshire in the UK, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So lots of strange things in this night sky tonight. Keep your eyes peeled there. And you believe there, and my son saw one there. So that's really interesting, because like, without, sometimes I think you've got to be open to it, and then if somebody has an experience adjacent like that, then you know you can hear what they're saying. But I mean, I've been trying to get some very close family to believe the things, and you know, no matter what evidence that we put towards it, I can't seem to necessarily shift that needle of belief. And they're not particularly closed-minded people. They're definitely open in principle, but you know, I can't get them over that line. I can't hook their interest. There's something about it that's not sitting in there. So it's good that you've got that relationship there. Well, that is definitely Starlink. There are lots of them. It was pretty cool to see. So a local Facebook page be filled with, oh my god, what is it? Yeah, we'll check the local ones there. 14 in a row. Santa's lost. He's running a bit behind there. Santa is asleep. Sky sledding. He's going to get a DUI for that. And it's Alan robbed his sleigh. You know what? I wouldn't put it past Alan there. And what's the cluster in D2 there, Ben? You know what? I don't actually know. Oh, that's a nice bright one coming in there, guys. Keep your eyes on that one. Over on the tubes, let's get back to you guys and see if I can scroll up, see where we was, where we got up to. I think it's because of the Atlantic and the Bristol Channel there. It may well be, actually. There was some Irish UFO hunters that were... they think that they have kind of plotted, basically like we have, you know, air corridors for planes. They all, you know, there's roads in the sky. They all normally follow specific paths, don't they? They actually think the same could be true for UFO, and apparently they've had some success in predicting it there. And police helicopter chases UFO over Cardiff into Bristol Channel a few years ago. There was one. Somebody was doing like a freedom of information search, and I don't think it was that area. I think it was like down by the Solent and like Portsmouth area, around there, Isle of Wight, up the channel into there, I think. But it's very similar. Like, yeah, there was anomalies that had been reported there, and somebody was witnessing on the ground. Very interesting there. And Bigfoot has survived with small population there. I believe veteran hunters and military personnel who claim they saw 7-foot tall bipedal creatures there. And experts recently found evidence of orange pendak is still roaming isolated areas of Indonesian islands with at 30 plus different humanoids. Is that there since Lucy? A lot coexisting and interbreeding. The science has this habit. Well, firstly, science works by building on what is the known, tested, and provable. Then what's the next, and then what's the next, and what's the next, and it builds by doing that a very stable foundation. You know, it's like Lego bricks. Once they're together, they're pretty strong in doing that. But it forgets that that isn't necessarily reality. That is our stab at understanding it and trying to, you know, collect all of the things. Just because we don't have the evidence for it and maybe a few steps away does not mean that it is not there. And that doesn't mean obviously that we can't, you know, have the same as we can with certain scientific understandings. That's a nice slow one. But yeah, it's definitely not the same as the evidence isn't there, and science is forever being caught out by things that it says is definitely not true. And then, oh, lo and behold, we get more science, we get more data, we get the evidence, and then they go, oh yeah, you know, we kind of knew it was a possibility all along. There you go. Sorry guys, a little faint one crossing in front of it there. See, this is a bit different. Look how faint that one is, more of a line. This is again very slow, more orb-like. Is there a difference? Oh, does that point to what it could be? Sorry, camera issues there. or is it still just one of the many, many satellites? So obviously we're looking for that anomalous movement for us to say definitely that it is not one of the many, many satellites. But anything up there is going to be looking very similar to us, be it a satellite or be it ET flying around. They're all going to be reflecting the sun's light back to us, being visible there, and the straightest or the most efficient path between A to B, 2 points, is going to be a straight line, isn't it? So again, we are asking for that one in I don't know how many thousand occasions where ET is flying directly over our camera and goes, oh crap, I left the gas on, oh, forgot to probe Jim, better turn around, does a UE on screen, and then we get to see that anomalous behaviour. But most of the time, they're going to look very similar to satellites, and we won't be able to tell the difference there. Using fire and butchering animals across Australasia 500,000 years ago, before Homo sapiens stood upright and left Africa. And we've always wondered why only Homo sapiens survived there. Maybe we didn't survive alone. This is quite possible. You know, it is weird that we are the only survivor of that lineage, really. You know, there are so many that died out. Normally there's a few stragglers around. One will normally be more advantageous, but I do feel that there is probably a connection. There is something strange going on, a connection to be made between, you know, some artificial meddling maybe. Why are we so different there as well? And Jason's in there, and the guy who released the alien video of Area 51 is supposed to do another interview soon to show who he really is. Is that the guy, was it Victor? Because there was the chat, wasn't it? They released the alien interview video. We covered it, didn't we, on a deep dive recently, where it looks like the alien is being interviewed. He's got a little meter with a light going up by the side of him, and then he has some sort of respiratory distress, and the doctor's kind of come in to say him very shadowy. And apparently that was released by a chap called Victor, who's done very few interviews. Did do one initially, but kind of, you know, the blacked out face there and stuff. Blue Nose, thank you for the gift. How are you doing today? Good to see you in there. And Grim, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks,
So it'd be
guys.
good if Victor, because that's been around since the 90s and people haven't been know with who that is. So that could be very interesting if we actually get an identity there. An orang pendek is Smallfoot. They're hobbits, smaller than Homo fluorescens. I know of fluorescence. It's there. They're meant to be the hobbitoid ones that I'd heard there. The name does ring a bell, but I don't keep track of it. It was Victor. Now that would be very interesting, and I suppose it fits with all of the latest Bob Lazar Area 51 activity and stuff as well, doesn't it? Ben?
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. We'll go back into the stream. Where are we in the TikTok chat? Let me scroll up to see where we are. Susie is in. How are you doing, Susie? And it's the M13 class. Oh, it's the same one from the other night there. And Squirrel, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? There, and Eric there, and B3. Something moved away from the brighter light. B3 over there. So, good question. There are going to be lots of satellites tonight. Keep your eyes peeled. Sorry, I'm a bit behind in the chat, but we'll start zooming back in a second. So there's lots of satellites and things up there. The way we're going to filter out the satellites from the potential UFOs is going to be by their movement there. So if we see something do a right angle turn or change its course visibly on screen or its speed, that is going to be a giveaway for us. So keep up the good spot in there. How are you doing, Grim? Good to see you. And oh, thank you there, Harko. So the Starlink we saw, it was SLC-4E with 25 Starlink units there. So maybe some of those, we saw 14. So maybe the couple were still quite close together and looking like one to us there. And Kate coming in with the shares. Appreciate the shares, guys. It is the shares and the likes. Does help us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. I'm a few messages behind, but do say hello, guys. If you're new here, let us know where you're watching from. And let us know if you've ever had an experience with the phenomenon. There's a good one coming across the screen. There. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from. We are doing this at UFO Skywatch live from Wiltshire in the UK. We're right in the heart of Crop Circle country and just down the road from Stonehenge. So lots of strange and anomalous things in these skies. Do give us a follow because we do something like this every night. If it's clear, we're doing this, the Skywatch there for UFOs. If it's cloudy, we do an alien radio signal hunt there, and we're searching what's called the hydrogen line. That is the channel on the radio dial where scientists theorize that if ET is out there, that is where they'd put the hellos and reels out their message, and it's where we've heard a number of anomalous messages since. So yeah, do keep in touch with us that way, because we should be on tomorrow and the day after and the day after as well. There, Wayfind, how are you doing? Good to see you. And I've expected, my God, my eyes are gone now. I'll experience more paranormal activity than alien activity in my time, and I think that would make sense, wouldn't it? With, like, if you think about the numbers, well, that is a fast one. Hold on, let's see if I can get over to that.
Zoom mode activated.
Look how big, bright and fast that one is. Again, it's not displaying any anomalous behaviour yet, so we can't say for sure. But keep your eyes peeled. Like this one here, again, another one doing a steady orbit there. But yeah, like if you think, if we go to the traditional, ghosts, humans that have passed and all that sort of stuff, there's going to be more here. Whereas a visiting extraterrestrial, if that is the case, species there's always going to be less of them. And in fact, I'd had some spooky experiences, but I hadn't had anything UFO alien related until we started doing this stream there. I'm going to create another TikTok at some point there. I'm going to start posting videos again. Oh, Rachel, definitely tag us in when you do so we can see them there. And you can track them. Oh, thank you. We'll try that. I will forget though, Harko. I will forget. And Wayfind there was a cool sighting in Scotland recently, caught on an iPhone there. Oh, Wayfind, if you've got it, I'd love to see that one as well. Good evening, Blue Nose. Sorry, I'm just getting to your message now. How are you doing today? We're definitely thoughts with you at the minute. And Kate thinks it could be a family collected generationally. Well, I mean, maybe, and maybe that is to do what we were saying yesterday, that there is maybe an overarching thread amongst all of these things, and therefore that could be of interest to extra visitors there. And Ben, good spotting, a bit far behind, but keep it up, and hopefully I'll catch one in real time there. Oh, D2. Yeah, I'm a bit far behind on that one. Sorry, guys. Keep it up, though. Kate coming in with the shares there. No, they too. Yeah, no, it's a bit late for that one. Sorry, guys. Where are we in that? And Rick, how are we doing tonight over on the tubes there? Where are you joining us from? Good to see you in. We got some more movement. Let's have a look at this one. This is quite a nice bright one. There's a faint one here, but we've got this bright one here.
Zoom mode activated.
Thank you. Set properly. Both of us can't be stumbling over our words now tonight, can we, computer? So keep your eyes on it. We need to see if it deviates from that straight path, if it speeds up, slows down, what the gold standard would be for something to stop dead or to do a right angle turn on the screen. That is the thing we haven't seen yet. And if it does that, that definitely is not a satellite there. Satellites can't do that. They're falling to Earth in a big circle there. So we're going to see them do big, consistent circles over around the globe there. So from us, that's going to look like a straight line there, orbit. There. Good spotting, Ben and Lee are there, and makes a lot of sense. So my sister has had some experiences with Paranormal Realm 2. Yeah, it could be that familial line. And look at the cluster right there. Honestly, some of these clusters are absolutely stunning there. And Kendo there. So, silly question, but do satellites go in all different directions? It's not a silly question at all. It's a very good question and I didn't know until starting to do this stream. Bloody hell, scream. There. So, but yes, they can, is the one there. Different orbits, different directions from us down here have normally different purposes or different benefits there. So, different altitudes, again, everything is kind of like radio. There's a different path, a different speed, and all this sort of stuff that is just better for whatever the purpose of it is there. So, for example, going with the Earth's rotation there is easier. You're sending a rocket up in that direction, you're going with the motion of the Earth, you can hit the speeds that you need quicker there. So that's going to be the most prograde, I think it is there, the most common orbit is those sorts of going with the Earth rotation. But something like Starlink, they want to have them quite low down, and that's why they'll have certain colours, because obviously if it's doing like your phone to the satellite, it needs to be as quick of a signal sent as possible, and actually having it closer, even over these distances, does help that sort of speed. So they actually have them quite low. They're technically within the atmosphere slightly, and sometimes you get that coloration for it there. Such a beautiful cluster. It very much is there. And Coldplay's new album is called The Wow. Is it? I did not know that, Beer Buster. Well, a few more eyes on it. A few more eyes on the old phenomena, I think, is. Can you imagine if that's what the signal was? It was Coldplay. Some aliens are playing that back to us. It is very busy tonight, and it's only going to get busier as the season rolls in there. And evening to how you doing? There, hopefully a little bit. I do. No worries. No worries. I do feel a little bit better. I'm still stumbling over my words today, but I'm less snotty. So hopefully back at full hilt tomorrow. And See something fall from the sky. It's stuck with her for years. If it's something that's going to be that different from your expectation, it is going to sit with you. It's going to stay in that part of your memory. It's going to be like an open tab in your browser. We know we've all got that one or two tabs that go, if I close it, I'm not going to come back to it, and it's important. So I'm going to leave that tab open. And how long have we left that tab open? When we see anomalies in life like that, it is the same thing. We keep that tab open in our brain there, and depending on how different that is, it'll be how much effort we put into hunting it down there. Well done, Harko. Mostly of the taps there. Thank you for it. Oh, Polly, good spotting in A3. Oh, I've missed it. I think I just see it coming off the sky. No, I'm looking at the wrong box. I think I've missed it though, but keep it up. Hopefully I'll align there. Ben and Grim.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan. Where's my mouse? It's on the wrong computer. Where are we in as well? And Andy, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? There, Alco, good spotting. And so you've asked how we all got into the paranormal UFOs there. How about what's made you keep looking up? Oh, yeah, we have asked, haven't we, quite a few times, because it's an interesting question. How did you get into all of this there? But yeah, what's been fuel for the fire there? What's maintained that interest? Is it just the sheer hunger and not having the full answer yet? Or have you found that this journey, this exploration has kept you going with, tantalizing just a little bit of information here or there? Do you feel that you're in the same place you was when you started your little quest of understanding? Or do you feel you've got more knowledge now you are on the road there? Good question there, Kate. And she couldn't understand what it could have been there. And that's what's been... that is a very natural reaction there. That is the thing. We have these understandings of the world. And when our experiences don't match up with those understandings, depending on what the cost to you was, that can be traumatic. That can be the actual definition of trauma. There, if the world doesn't work how you expected it to, by a certain degree there. So, it totally makes sense there. B3, oh, it's still there. Oh, is that the star in it there? Because I think I've lost my position on the stars. We've got a beautiful star in B3 there. And Peter there, most of them are probably satellites. 100%. Peter, you are not wrong by any degree there. There is probably about 16,000 of the bloody things up there now. So the majority of what we are going to be seeing tonight are going to be explainable man-made satellites. And the only way we can really be sure if we are seeing something anomalous is going to be by their behaviour. Because you'll get the feel for it, you'll start to see all the different sizes and the different speeds of satellites. But if we're seeing an object change its course, change direction, change its speed there, anything like that, that can be, well, that is definitely what satellites don't do. They can't do that. So they're falling to Earth in a big circle. They follow straight lines, straight paths at consistent speeds. They can make adjustments to that, but they're so subtle that we can't really see those from down here. So as soon as we see something stop, hesitate, do a right angle turn, anything like that is anomalous. But then we also have some strange flashing anomalies and things like that come up every now and again. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We saw some interesting things last week. So Peter, you're very, very much right about that. And there are only going to be more and more satellites up there. I think we said about 15,000. They want to put it up to about 40,000. So we're going to be seeing a lot more. It's going to be harder to keep our eyes on all of those to look out for that anomalous behaviour. We're getting into the season of activity, but over the summer we can have 14 or more objects on the screen at any one time, and it gets quite difficult to be able to spot the anomalous from the prosaic there. And Neil, how are you doing? Thank you for the gifts there. And Kate, for me, it was a casual curiosity, wanting to wish in a shooting star there. But one time I saw a meteor come into the atmosphere like a big ball of fire, and it was awesome. That would be... I've seen some of these ones online, and you just think, oh God, to witness that, like with my own eyes outside, would be phenomenal there. In fact, Kate, wasn't it... I think it was you, wasn't it, that actually came in and joined our stream because you were actually looking for just a meteor shower. It wasn't the aliens at all. So you came for the sky and stayed for the aliens there. And so recently thinks she's seen something metallic. Interesting there as well. Good spot in there, Dara. And Polly, do you guys know they are trying to get mirrors up in space to reflect sunlight there, so we have to pay. Honest, I've heard about this. It's another startup, isn't it, there? They want to put giant reflective mirrors there, so for whatever reason, people can pay to kind of have areas illuminated. And... as soon as you start doing that sort of stuff there are some things that I don't think we're responsible enough to be messing around with. You know, like, this sounds good, you know, low crime will illuminate things during the day, but at what cost? At what cost? You know, just think of what it does to our bodies, having even just the blue light of screens, let alone messing around with things like that. And Adele there, a bit late tonight, and he's saying it's very, very busy. I don't think we've had any anomalies yet, so keep your eyes peeled at the action. Oh, see what we have had? We had a beautiful Starlink go over. That was really stunning to see there. And Neil, all clear in Oxfordshire is what we like to hear. Let's hope it stays clear for us all tonight there. And long time no see. Ethan, how have you been? Good to see you there. The season is ramping up with lots of activity in the skies. Good to see you there. And Polly, as 2D are going down. Oh, there's a nice one coming in from A1 there. Sorry, I'm so behind on the chat that I normally miss them by the time we get there. Oh, there's two going to meet together there. Look. See, little and large. Oh, and a faint one over here that's coming in. This is a nice one. So they seem to be roughly, another one down, oh god, down there, roughly the same sort of speed, which would imply that they are all at a similar altitude. So why is this one appearing bigger there? Is it physically bigger? Is it just more reflective for the particular type of satellite that it may be? Or is it something a little bit strange? So until it deviates from this straight path here, we can't say for sure that it is something anomalous there. There are lots of objects up there in the night sky there. And come fly with me, I recently saw multiple bright flashes, as bright as Venus in the night sky, and maybe a tumbling satellite there. And come fly with me, very much possible there. There is a phenomenon called iridium flares, and it's named after the early satellite communication, ground-to-earth communication satellites called the iridium ones, and they were weird. They were like these like pyramid shapes there, and each side had the solar panels on them, and they would actually tumble and rotate. And obviously, you can imagine that highly reflective surface. Catching the sun's light can give you a really spike there. So even if you're not looking up, oh, there's another one coming into shot there. Even if you're not looking up, it could be such a bright flash that you can see it. Now, they are getting a bit older, those ones. There's probably still a few up there. But most modern satellites are actually designed to point one way there. So this is what we're talking about. Like, obviously, this is UFO flying along. And as you can see, if it's rotating, look, you see it catching the light there. And then it rotates, goes dark. And then on the rotation there, it catches the light. And dark. So when you're seeing that flash, and sometimes it can be from the same object, we'll see them flying along in a line, just flashing away there. So yeah, if a satellite is flashing, if it is tumbling, most of the time it's buggered there, because they're designed to either point up or point down. So if it's Hubble, it's pointing up, it's pointing out into space. The camera needs to be on the stars. If it's a spy satellite, that camera is pointing down to Earth. Communication satellite, pointing down to Earth. There's Starlink pointing down to Earth. There, the solar panels have got to be pointing towards the sun to power these bloody things. So yeah, if it's tumbling, especially if you're seeing those, not just the occasional one, because maybe it's, as it's transiting there, it's just catching the sun's light there. But if you're seeing this constant flashings, we do see quite regularly, either the satellite's buggered or there's something else going on there indeed. There's another bright one coming in from behind me there. Keep your eyes on that. But it's an interesting phenomenon. I don't think all of the flashing is as explainable as we think it is. That's a good one there, come fly me. You did there. And yeah, you came in, didn't you, for the prosaic. But you were already a bit weird, and you found your weirdos there. And yeah, there, get the bill for it. This is certain things there. It's like a recent one we had here in the UK, where the government wants to be fucking around with cloud seeding to basically put more clouds in the sky there, and clouds reflect the sun's light, cools the planet down. So regardless of how you feel, and we're not going to get into the global warming debate tonight, I am far too awake for that one, but this is the thing, it's like you don't want to be fucking with the weather. The weather is a very complex beast. It's a very complex system that we do not fully understand. They want you to think, there you go, look at these two. They want you to think that we know everything about the weather. In fact, we don't. It's very complicated. A lot of factors there. As soon as you start screwing around with things, maybe they do want to cool things down, over the UK to do our bit for global warming or whatever. Maybe that's important. But you start screwing with weather, that affects the whole planet, and it's very difficult to mess around that. So I think we need to find other ways to tackle that problem there. But lo and behold, they start talking about they're officially going to do that, and then we go for, wasn't it, the longest cloudy period and rainy period on record? 2 and 2. I don't trust them. They passed the bill for it. Yeah, I don't think they should be flying around that there. And whoever my visitors are, they must feel really comfortable and trust us a lot there. I think so there. But the relationships are built over time, aren't they? And Ethan, there is that a cluster in a 2D. I think it is there. It is the 2D. That is, what did you say? Is it M15? Did you say it was earlier, Rachel and Kate there? And Adele there. Oh, wow. I'm gutted I missed the Starlink. I've never seen it before. We've got a few clips on the main TikTok page there. It is awesome to see. Might come back around again. Is it about an hour orbit there? Might catch it in a similar position if we're lucky tonight. It is phenomenal to see there. And Brad, anyone from Yorkshire see that meteorite? You getting Yorkshire meteorites as well there up there? God, I'd love to. I really would love to see, like the big ones that come in. You see the proper fireball. I'd love to see that. Obviously, not too big there. You found a comet in the early 2000s there. That was with us a few days. Fascinating to. What you found it? As in, what you got to name it? Or do you mean you identified it there? Because I've never done that. We've not done the comet thing yet. I've been able to track that with the camera here. And can't remember what year it was, but I was old enough to walk in a shop. In the dark there. That's a good way to die. From what age is that? And can you do that now? And if they have so many, how do they stop them crashing? Well, this, Lee, is a very big question, potentially a big issue there. Leanne, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom.
A very big issue. They call what they're worried about is Kessler syndrome, they call it. And the idea there is like a snowball effect, that if one satellite crashes into another satellite, that is going to create thousands and thousands of bits of debris, which, again, these things are falling to Earth in a big circle. They're like speeding bullets around up there. So then those 1,000 pieces have a high chance of hitting another satellite or two, and then that breaks up, and then that might hit another 2 satellites, and very quickly all of the satellites are wiped out. We've just got low Earth orbit. It's just filled with all of these flying bullets, essentially. So it becomes impenetrable until they all naturally burn up, which could take a very long time. They think it could be 10 years or 100 years before it naturally clears up enough that we'd be able to send rockets and put other satellites back up there. So it is a big, big fear. And they do think that we are now about 2 days away from that happening. And by what they mean by 2 days is, it's not going to be Wednesday that happens. What they mean is that they have 48 hours to rectify any problems that they have up there before those satellites naturally have to do some maneuvers to outmaneuver things. And tubers, I will get to you guys in a minute there. But yeah, it's 2 days. So if we were, for example, to have a solar flare like we saw recently there, that we did affect a lot of satellites. If it affects a few more and we don't have the ability to communicate with them, Grim?
Nom nom nom. Thanks,
thank you for reading, Alan. There. And there, thank you for the, who's that in the name on that one there? Is that Billy? Thank you for the follow there. Where are you joining us from tonight? So if we do lose communication there, we've got 48 hours before those satellites start crashing into themselves there. And that is at the current level of about 15,000. If we get up to 40,000, the amount of maneuvers that they have to do at the minute anyway is quite ridiculous. So we are playing with fire to that respect there. We're definitely nerds there. And Polly, also, anyone heard about Scotland and what they're saying about the birds? No, what's that one? Haven't heard about that. And Adele there, can we get any cooler? Never. Alan in sunglasses, and that is peak cool there. And imagine trying to tell the government that not to fuck with the weather. It's just the fact that we have the hubris to think that we know what is going on enough to not screw things over there. And those two were doing the splits like you were in the Quest splits. Oh god, that was an experience there. My thighs have not recovered from that one there. We've not to feed them anymore as they've got infected. What? I've not heard of that one there. Oh, it's H13, that cluster there. It's a beautiful one there. Oh, yeah, we missed it. I'm sure there'll be plenty more. We definitely caught it a few times last summer, so we'll definitely start to see it more and more over the summer period there. Definitely not the shit in the rain. I know, as if we needed more rain in this country there. And I've seen small fireball before, and it's pretty amazing. I can't imagine how, just humbling isn't the right word there, but just like the awe-inspiring there. Literal definition of awesome. You'd feel being that with nature like that. And I just thought it was fascinating. And no, you can't. I refuse to walk in the dark now. Oh my god, these day and age as well. Oh, we completed the live goal. Thank you for that one, guys. There. Let me just quickly finish up here and I can get over to the tubes there. Oh, flash in D1. Now, the flashes, guys, can be very anomalous. So keep your eyes there. If we see it from the same place, that's very, very interesting there. Oh, and Billy, is it Hearts, UK? Not too far from where I was from until recently. Have you ever seen anything strange in the skies there? Welcome aboard. Posted the deployment of the 25 Starlink sats. They were launched yesterday. So over on the Discord, guys, the Starlink train that we saw earlier, Harco has kindly put in the information there on their launch yesterday. So if you do want to join the little Discord community, there is the link is in top of our bios for whatever platform you're viewing us from there. It's a really cool little community there. Lots of awesome things like that. Lots of UFO news, but also a personal experience section, which is my favourite there. Defo then with whoever. I mean, it feels very tinfoil hat, but I mean, 2 and 2 makes 4, doesn't it, guys? Kate coming in with the shares there. And strange we haven't heard anything about how not to feed the birds. They're always making up something there, aren't they? Let's have a look here as well. Kate coming in with the shares. Do appreciate the shares there, guys. It's the likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourself. Now, quickly popping it back over to the tubes here because I've been missing your messages there because they're so much small. I can't keep track as easy, so you have to forgive the time there. And do you know the Galactic Federation? Not personally. I've heard about this. I've heard of, rumours and theories that, there is some sort of like wider Galactic Federation things there. And I mean, Star Trek stumble on this. I mean, large groups, it would make sense, wouldn't it? If there is other civilizations out there, which is very, very plausible there, they would have to figure out how to work together. So, I mean, I am not opposed to it there. And Stephen Burns, Dobsonian Power, I know the name of that one. Our great YouTube channels for space and space weather astrology info there. Oh, Polarity, yep, there. Casper site is an interesting one as well. Definitely there. So, my favourite, if we're talking about tubers there, Stephen Burns, that name does ring a bell. But my favourite, my boy, Jesse Michaels, such good work they're bringing up some very interesting stuff into the community there. Definitely worth it there. Jesse Michael's American Alchemy there. And around 2016 there, 2 years after my first UFO sighting, I went to bed. As soon as I lay down, I felt fear I've never felt before or since, and I could not move. Through fear pulled the duvet up over your face, pure fear, and I didn't understand what was happening, and I didn't look towards my bedroom door as I felt an energy. You know what? Like, I do wonder, what is going on in those situations like that, because I know exactly what you mean with that there. And Jason, then, if the alien in the Alien, as in Area 51 video, who crashed in the Kalahari Desert, why is there no evidence of the crash? And if you look at the video, you see the mark on the alien. It doesn't make sense there. Oh, what mark is that one? I mean, I've heard that one, what was, which crash was it? So I heard from, I can't remember what the source was now, but that particular being was from Tau Ceti, which is interesting. It's one of the stars that maybe is sending us the occasional signal. It's also one that we've looked at here, both with our radio signal hunts and visions there. What was the mark on the alien there? And this fear lasted about 3 minutes until I felt a light touch on my left big toe, like one finger lightly touching my toe. And as soon as this happened, the fear left and I jumped up in shock. Okay. No, that's an interesting one. I do want to definitely read that one out. We get very few potential close encounters of the first kind, like people having that direct account there. And now, is it because it's an intensely personal experience, or is it because it's just generally rarer there? Oh my god, my eyes are good tonight. We got a starter. I do have a starter there. I am also coming up from a cold. My brain isn't fully working there. Where are we? But yeah, so what was that there? What happened after that when you felt the touch? Did you wake up? Did you sit up and see anything there, or was the room gone? Because we hear a lot as well that actually looking into the eyes of beings can really, rush you with endorphins, and I think that's part of the process there. Tuesday, 7th of April, you would have watched a satellite travel from southeast to northwest, stop for 30 seconds, and then start moving again south to northeast. So, yeah, 100%. Now, that is not a satellite, is it? That is, is definitely anomalous there if you're seeing that sort of movement behaviour there. And Sean Lock there, thank you for the gift. Appreciate that. All goes back into the stream there. And 60s UK plus the RAF cloud seeding over 24 hours there south of England received 6 to 9 inches of rain, killing 35 UK. Government still won't admit to the guilt there, even though they halted the experiment the very next day after disaster. So cloud seeding has been around for a very, very long time, hasn't it? And there are so many government things there that they do go awry. I mean, the amount of times that they released the plague onto some Scottish fishermen, I mean, they were forever in the early days of biowarfare, probably still doing it now, not far along here where we are. They were releasing biological viruses off of the coast to be blown into the shores with inert viruses to test their spread amongst the population there, biowarfare understanding and things like that. You know, they're still messing around it there. Musk has new plans for AI satellite system there. 100,000 new satellites. Oh my God. Yeah, he was talking about, wasn't it, putting the computing power up there in space. And I mean, he is one, whatever you think of him, he is one that does normally do a lot of what he says there. And strange, we haven't heard. No, I've done that one. Good spot in there, Lindsay. I'm a bit behind with it there. And you ready for another planetary parade, Logan? I think I missed it last time. It was too cloudy there, Lindsay. I only heard the starlings were down, but that's the parakeets, I reckon. So the population size, yeah, the parakeets. We've got one of those. The Indian ringnecks that have invaded the species there. We actually have one as a pet, and they're sods. Very vicious. I actually have. Oh, excellent, Emily. And I'll have to find the video and send it. 100% tag us in. Would love to see it there as well. And welcome aboard. And Mark, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? So I tend to forget. One new one pushes out the old ones there. We saw a triangle formation there fly over the screen, about that sort of size, just above us there, and it appeared to be black behind the triangle, blocking out the stars behind it. So that was a cool sighting there. Even just the other week, we had this thing flying across the screen. And it was on a straight path, like a satellite there, but it was flashing from green to blue. And sometimes, as you'll see probably a bit earlier on in the night there, you can get a bit of green sometimes from these, where the light's interacting with our atmosphere, but not flashing quite strongly green to blue across the whole thing there. We caught this big, bright orange. It was the closest thing was a shooting star, but also it was nothing like any shooting star we've seen before. There was no tail to it. It was more like a massive satellite, and there are some interesting things that we've definitely seen there. Have I missed any more, crew? And 10 to 15 years ago, you had AstraWeb, their internet, through Astra, and was it UTSat? Very fast, but high ping. Was it high? That's ahead of its time there. Yeah, it's meant to be Monday. I was waiting for somebody to pick that up. Oh, I just saw that flash. It's not Glasses Monday tonight, is it? I'm not bothering to go into the office tomorrow, so I thought I won't cut my hair. Right, guys, just zooming in. Somewhere around here, we just saw a stationary flash. So, interesting. Keep your eyes peeled. It was a very bright flash. I just want to leave that there for the second. See if we can see it again there. Lewis, thank you for the follow. Good to have you. And where are you joining us from? C2. So that was at the same place where you zoomed in on there. Good spot in there, Harko and Lee. And so apparently the world is spinning fast. I've heard something about this. Yeah, there's a little bit of a change in our spin there. You wonder what knock-on effects that is going to have there. Back over to the tubes there, and it's Jason. Victor reportedly shared claims that the world was going to end with a few years of that time, and told Rocket Pictures not to do another doc about the alien video. And do you think he's tells the truth or what? It's an interesting one. The video, the attitude and the things that Victor said raise my alarm bells of the type of person he is. Now, it might not be that he's lying, but the type of person, I wouldn't buy a car from you, mate. There, but the video that Victor provided is very, very, very interesting and very compelling. Still hasn't been debunked, that alien interview video there. The people who are potentially in the video as well have been identified as real doctors and military personnel. It's very compelling. CGI artists there, special effects puppeteers, they've all said that you couldn't make a doll like that for various reasons. So it's very interesting there. And with that, this is the encampment there, and I could not look, and I wanted to look, but the fear was crazy. I was 36 after the touch of my toe. I sat out trembling and confused there. I had to get up for a couple of hours to calm down before going back to bed. So, excuse me. I mean, 100% there. Can feel that one at night. I mean, I don't know how I'd react into that one there. I really, really don't know. Billy Meyer. Which case was Billy Meyer? The name does ring a bell. It'll come back to me when you say. With it there. I haven't seen that flash again. Has anyone else you've seen it there? Let's zoom back out, I think. Oh, hold on. Let's zoom back out. I didn't see that flash a second time, so let's get back to the full view there. Camera as clear as your phone. Probably both. Now, we've got a clear night tonight there. And Simo, what's the moving thing that went past? So, a lot of what we're going to see tonight. So, let's zoom in a couple. We've got a few on this one here.
Zoom mode activated.
So here's a good example. This is probably one of the many, many, many satellites that are up there. And what is happening is those objects in low Earth orbit, they're sometimes a bit higher as well, maybe even slightly within our atmosphere. Where the sun has gone round for us here on the surface, so it's dark, it's not gone fully round. So those objects that are a bit off the surface can reflect that light back to us. And that's what we're seeing. So everything up in low Earth orbit there is going to reflect that sun's light back to us. And we'll start to see less and less as the sun goes further around at night. So, yeah, we're just seeing a lot of reflection. Now, not all of them are going to be satellites there. Satellites have to follow certain rules there. So the way that they do this is by... they're falling to Earth in a big circle, essentially. And every time they get... every pass, they get a little bit closer. And then they have to use their little thrusters to push themselves back up as they'll slowly re-enter there. But yeah, they're falling to Earth in a big circle. So they follow straight courses, straight trajectories there, and consistent speeds. So as soon as we see something stop dead, speed off, change its course, its trajectory, anything like that, then that is how we know that we're seeing something a little bit stranger there. Flashing can be an anomaly as well, so we've got to keep our eyes peeled. Got a few movements on screen, but until they do something strange there, we're not going to know that it is just one of the explainable bits of space junk up there, or is it something a bit stranger there? UFOs and USOs use artificial gravity to move dangerous. There's some interesting things there, Marconis, on what they could use as propulsion. I've heard some very interesting theories on that, but danger is definitely cautious. If you ever are in a situation where the one has landed in front of you, pro tip, don't touch it, because every report that we've had of people that is touching them has gone very badly health-wise for them there. But one thing that could be going on is to do with that they may emit a particularly reasonably safe radiation from the craft due to their propulsion, but where they bend space and time to use a sort of a warp drive, and this is real physics, to move around, maybe that is their propulsion, that bending of space and light there is, stretching, compressing the wave, the frequency of that radiation, therefore making it dangerous there. There. Oh, good spotting, Susie. I'm still a bit behind there. It's very interesting. Lots of stuff up there as well. And B2 flash just before there. Okay, maybe it's moving. I'll have to keep a lookout for that one. And where are we? Over on the tube. Where did we get to there? So Victor, yeah, we did that one there. Yeah, so tell us a bit more on Billy Meyer there. And two mass events past 2 nights. A 1 day recorded. Well, yeah, we're going to look into that one there. Where are we? I haven't checked in yet, so we'll check in on that one. And was not sleeping paralysis there. I literally went to bed this... Oh, that's a nice bright one. Keep your eyes on that there. This fear came as soon as my head hit the pillow. So... I've had sleep paralysis as well, and I can understand how some people do get it confused, but it is very different to certain experiences there. I think it will explain a lot of people's experiences, but definitely not all of them. Now, this is a weird one, guys. It's going quite slow for a satellite. Nice and round as well. Let's keep our eyes on this one as it moves on through the night sky there. And God, my eyes tonight. Sorry, guys. Was Billy Meyer not the dude in the X-Files pilot? You know what? Maybe I know the name. I will know the story when you tell me it there. But no, isolated. Oh, Billy Meyer. Was he the guy? The classic UFO shots. So, like, you know, the really, like, old, grainy, proper flying saucer type images. Was he the chap, the Swedish farmer or something, that caught those there? For example, he claimed many abductions there, future prophecies, a lot of which came true, providing multiple pieces of footage and lots of super clear photos. Maybe there's the one I'm thinking there with the pictures. So, and definitely, I think if it's the one I'm thinking of as well, there were some of those images that Bob Lazar saw, so the Area 51 whistleblower there, and he said that is exactly the craft that I worked on there. Like, you know, he says, well, whatever's going on with the rest of what Billy was saying then, I'm not familiar with it. He said, he says he knows that some of those pictures, he said, are 100% the craft, or the same type of craft that he worked on there. Oh yeah, definitely before then, yeah. And Billy's family and friends all believe, 100% honest there. Many craft, I think, beings were tall blondes. There is quite a range of beings associated with it, isn't there? What's this? Greek merchant mariner recalls Bermuda Triangle UFO sighting. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Fill us in a bit on what's they saying about that sighting there. And Galaxy, I can see the star cluster and see free there. Oh, it's moved along, hasn't it? Yeah, I suppose that's what happens with the night sky. Should we zoom in on it?
Zoom mode activated.
Let's zoom in on this cluster. You have told me 1,000 times before, guys, what this is in this stream as well. And thank you there, Marconis. Thank you for the help there. But yes, stunning to see them so close together when you look at all of the rest of these things here. Look, traditional purple star here. Look at that. Look at the colours going off that. It's all to do with the... Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. It's very delicate. All to do with the lens, making it appear triangular there. Wait. Oh, sorry. Going to make you seasick. Keep trying to fight that one. We've got a couple of quiet ones coming in behind me now, so they'll come out soon, but they're quite faint there. And I'm going to ask, is it Seven Sisters? So I don't think so. I think it looks very similar, but... I think it's oh, you did say, guys, M15 or something like that, the cluster there. Is that not Vega? No, it's not. Vega's not round for us yet. Oh, there's another fast one. Where's it going? It's going behind me. But Vega will be around there. M13, there we go, that's the cluster. Or MN45, I'm losing track there. They need better names there. Oh, God. And the woman, her 2 kids... isolated English farm in the 50s, saw a Mexican hat UFO. Oh, was that a shooting star? Hovering over the house. I saw that interview. When did I see that? I saw that one recently talking about that. That's hilarious, so confusing. Falling out of it. Trying to align it is an absolute pain. Let's just zoom in on this one here. Let's have a look. It's a famous case. I feel like it's one I only heard of recently. It's fading out. Now that is fading out probably due to the Earth's shadow there. The umbra is coming around to the top of the screen. There's another faint one down here. Well, look, this is a weird one. This is an orange one. Is it going to stay orange? Always surprises me when they're colourful, because they're not emitting light. You know, it's not like it's got a big headlight on it. This is just reflecting the sun's light back to us. So why do we get such distinct colour differences? Most of them are just white, various brightnesses, but when it's going to come out, sometimes you get one that's clearly orange or clearly green or clearly blue. Does that point to something being a bit stranger? Especially as well, like when we're in the winter and the sun has fully gone round, so there isn't any of that sunlight to reflect off of these objects, but we're still seeing something there. Is it that it's not reflecting? Maybe it is emitting it itself. There was a theory that part of their propulsion could actually ionize the air outside of the craft and therefore cause it to illuminate involuntarily as they're moving. So maybe we are seeing something strange there. And lo and behold, that they have, haven't they, seen in multiple photographic plates now taken before man-made sort of space flight, man-made satellites, before anything man-made in Earth orbit there. They have looked at these old photographic plates from various observatories, and in the night sky it appears to be a cluster of stars, and then the same place an hour later, no stars. And we don't know anything that can explain that. And there are thousands of these unknown objects that appear to have been, you know, in our atmosphere or in low Earth orbit around our planet there, well before man was sending things up to orbit there. How you doing, Backyard Astronaut? Good to see you. How you been? The season is coming on nicely. Quite bright, some of these. It's a lovely clear night for us as well, though. We want to make the most of this. We have not had the best of run, especially coming out of winter. What is the weather looking like? Tomorrow? No, tomorrow's going to be crap. So we'll be doing a radio signal hunt. Possibly mainly clear for Wednesday, so hopefully we'll have another Skywatch on Wednesday. Thursday's looking cloudy, so it's probably going to be gaming then, or on Friday. Mostly cloudy Friday too. So we'll see if we can fit in some more gaming streams there. Monday's looking good. So yeah, Wednesday should be our next opportunity for a Skywatch, guys. So do make sure you're following if you are not already. And that way you'll get notifications when we go live there as well. Got to call it. You've done quite well, Brad, if not feeling well. I hope you feel better. Thanks for joining us there. And where are we? Oh, aside from recovering from a cough, I'm good. I feel you there. I had man flu this weekend. I'm still a bit raspy. Took me out. And Neo there, we appear to be scared to admit what we all know is the truth there. There's UFOs. There 100% is UFOs. And there are probably many things, if you open that box that says UFO, what they all could be going on there. But a lot of people, I think us within our community, we're all on board. We've all seen things that question the mainstream narrative there. But there's a lot of people that just, they haven't seen it, or they haven't noticed they've seen it, and they're quite happy poodling about their life on their day to day. And it blew my mind doing this stream, because I had a family member who's an ex-Met police officer. I told this story the other day, but for new people I'll tell it again. Ex-Met police officer, and I always asked him, have you ever seen anything strange, you know, like when if you've been called out to a weird job, have you ever come something spooky or weird? And he's like, nah, never seen anything there, a long time in the Met, never saw anything. And then we started doing this stream. They joined the stream. They quite liked the hanging out of an evening with us there for a bit, and it was part of the stream community there. And you know, it was only when somebody had said about the side here, other people's sightings, that the penny dropped, and that he went, oh crap, I have seen something. And it was like, when the memory came back to him, it was quite clearly anomalous there. And at the time, he thought it was anomalous. Like, he called in a very strange moving light above a tower block, and he called in dispatch there to see if it was, you know, the police helicopter around, if there was any air traffic. You know, nothing was meant to be there. You know, and he saw this strange behaviour, but he immediately forgot. And then even when in the group, it took a while to get that, oh crap, I have had an experience back. And I think a lot of people are going to fall into that category. When the stigma goes, when more people start to hear the range of experiences, people go, you know what, I maybe did see something back then. I think, yeah, it just hasn't fully dropped for everybody there. And what's so strange is that the astronauts never talk about it, that they've seen something there. Some of them have come out, but it is quite rare. And I wonder if there's that bit of self-filtering going on, partly because, you know, the prejudice that they may suffer in their jobs and their careers that they talk out, but also maybe that they just don't identify it as anomalous. It's not been blaringly obvious. They might have, you know, written it off. And I think that, you know, a lot of people would probably see the strange lights in the skies that we see moving and flying around doing this stuff, but, you know, in ignorance and just kind of not thinking there's anything, they're probably going, oh yes, just another helicopter, it's just a plane. You know, it's quite easy to write those things off. And I tell the anecdote that, quite neurotic, and before I had pets at night, any sort of jump and bump and noise, I would go, oh, what's that? You get pets, and now in my head, it's the pets. To the point, it's unconsciously, my brain goes, it's the pets. And the other night, it wasn't the pets. It was actually something expensive that was going to cost me money because it broke and it was making a lot of noise. And I'm subconsciously, it's the pets. And then I found in the morning, oh shit, it wasn't, and I should have been dealing with it. But, you know, once we've got a plausible explanation for our structure of how we think the world works, then, you know, we can write these things off, right or wrong, to our explanations there. So I think a lot of that is going on with people as well there. My God, my eyes. Where are we? And by standing on my doorstep and looking directly above my house there, I can't hear the stream is starting. You can't align anything there. We'll have to send you on a course there, Kate. And, I mean, on a trip around the moon, you think they'll see something. Well, apparently they did see some weird glowing or something. Whatever happened to that? Because I remember we was watching it live, wasn't it? And they were talking about they were seeing some weird glowing on the moon surface. There. Oh god, my eyes are struggling tonight, guys. I might have to come off. Actually, yeah, we'll come off in a second. But let's wind up the last of the comments here. And a Scottish policeman in the 70s had a strange encounter with UFO that was parked in the middle of a road, blocking his way, and he went missing for 45 minutes there. 45 minutes of missing time, and other officers went with him back to the area there. Oh, interesting. Did anyone see that in C3? Could you spot that, guys? What was it, Raf, that you did see? And they say, where's the evidence? And we show them, and they say that's fake. And we tell them honestly about experiences, and they say, we're like, with that, LJ, 100%. You know, this thing. Where is the evidence? The Fermi paradox. Where are all the aliens? They're everywhere, and like the amount of like self-filtering, unconscious that I see going on, it blows my mind. Like, I was watching a podcast the other night with Professor, I think it's David Kippin, or Kiplin, but Kippin, I think it is. He does the Cool Worlds Lab and the Cool Worlds podcast there. He's an astrophysicist, or one of those ones. Looks to astrobiologist, looking at potential other life on those distant planets and stuff like that. He's one of the few scientists that's actually kind of open to a lot of these things. Really interesting chap there. But even in this podcast, he was stating things that but we don't have any evidence of X, Y, or Z. And this thing, what they mean is science hasn't conclusively proven it beyond a doubt, which is very different to say that we don't have any evidence, because evidence doesn't mean conclusively, you know, like I've got a cowboy hat, right? So there's evidence that I'm a cowboy. I'm not, but technically that is evidence that I'm a cowboy, right? That's how evidence works. You know, you're putting items together to prove a case or something, you know, and overall you can figure out something roughly if it's right or wrong. But, you know, we do have lots of evidence. We have lots of anomalous radio signals. We have lots of anomalous light signals potentially coming to us. We have lots of anomalous behaviour we have detected around distant stars that we cannot explain. We are, as individuals, having these experiences that we can't explain. Now, I wouldn't say that we can. Oh, that, damn it. I'll see if I can spin the camera. Hold on, there's a flasher. Come on, camera, spin. Come on, we need to catch up with it. You fucker. Is it going to still be on screen? Hold your hats. Come on, where is it? Should still be on screen. There was a flasher. Where's it gone? Can't see it now, but yeah, there's so much evidence going on there. But what they mean is science hasn't 100% proven it yet, but that's very different from there being no evidence. Sometimes, you know, to prove these things beyond a doubt by their very nature, like we couldn't prove atomic physics for a very long time because we didn't have the ability to play around with these things. Electron microscopes, until they were invented, we couldn't, do a lot of the atomic stuff to see that small. But it doesn't mean it wasn't there, and it doesn't mean that there wasn't convincing evidence to prove it. There's a lot of proving it in the maths, but yeah, we couldn't compute by scientific standards. So yeah, 100%. I'll say that. And just something shut up really fast there. Maybe it's you. No, maybe it was. I didn't see it out of the corner of my eyes over there. Yes, but they refuse to talk about it as well. They do there. They do. Yeah. Oh, can you? I might probably mode. Was it still on this part of the screen, backyard? Yeah, I couldn't see the flash I was looking for. Sentences you thought you'd never say. Yeah, that's the thing, but they refuse to talk about it as well. And that is the thing that I think is actually very unscientific about the scientific community. There is that, well, until everybody else is doing it, they don't want to do it. And you think, well, that's not very scientific. What you'd think about, learning new things and pushing the boundaries. But most scientists are incredibly conservative. They don't actually want to, go and take any risks or leap or anything at all. And that is why most of them won't really do anything of any importance. A lot of those people are just glorified lab technicians. They're moving the needle ever so slightly, and that's the same job that somebody else could do, They're not, they like to think of them all as valuable as an Einstein or a Fermi or anyone like that. But most of the time they're not. They're the equivalent of the line chef, but just in a white lab coat rather than a McDonald's hat. There's... Whoa. Trying to follow this one for a bit. Sorry guys, it's jumping around. The bright one planet, yeah. So this one, I think, is Jupiter. If you zoom in on it. Nice, big and round and purple. That's nice. Yeah, Jupiter. Look at that halo. The colours on this are amazing. The lens does accentuate it a little bit there. A nice bright one up here. Looking for that. Strange movement there. And we need more people like Rob Bigelow there and Travis Taylor. I think we are getting them. Yeah, Robert Bigelow. He's an interesting character. Putting a lot of money, his own money, into the research phenomena. You know what? I think, boom. Oh, can you imagine if we saw them crash? That was a perfect overlay position. Now, realistically, they're probably off at very different altitudes. There's no chance of crashing, but that was a perfect alignment there, wasn't it? It was a fast one. Do you think crop circles are real from aliens or farmers doing it? Probably not so much the farmers, because they're losing out on the crop. I think, like most of these things, it's probably going to be a mix of things. I really don't know what it is that aliens would be trying to do with it, but some of those are pretty impressive. Like, we know that you can, humans can fold wheat in a field in a pattern. We know that's possible. It doesn't require a lot of imagination to figure out how that's done, but to do some of those very vast, very intricate patterns within a 2-hour window on a summer's night that's probably raining here in the UK without anybody seeing, now that does require a little bit of an explanation. So I'm open to it. We did visit one literally the early days of this stream last year. We had one just outside of town because we are right in the heart of crop circle country. And I think that was probably more of a human one, just judging by the pattern. But some of those patterns, the fractal, really, they seem very interesting. They seem to me like they could be alien. The sort of thing an alien would say there. But hey, what do we know there? How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. We are coming off in a second, though, sadly, to wind things up for tonight. But yes, it's been a lovely clear night. Hopefully, I think it might be clear tomorrow, knowing our weather, but it's not looking good at second. So we'll probably be on for an alien radio signal hunt tomorrow. But after that, we will... so for Wednesday, we should be on for another Skywatch there. So, are all moving like satellites? So, good question. Mostly, but not all. Not all there. There's sometimes you get space junk as well, but obviously the odd UFO as well. Hello, darling. Sophie. Okay. When's the next game night? So probably this week, probably Thursday or Friday, Kate, if the weather is still being still being crap. I better come off, I can't really talk straight there. And you can tell a real crop circle from fake within 2 minutes there are certain things like how the weave is and all that stuff they do, rather than trampled, it's fake. So I imagine that there is probably ways to tell. We do want to, from if we get the opportunity this crop circle season, to do a live Skywatch from the middle of a crop circle if a farmer will allow it and we can get signal. That'd be pretty cool. It'll be the first time that's done as far as I know. But anyway, guys, I'm going to come off for now, but thank you all so much for joining us. Appreciate you all, and we will see you, I think, tomorrow evening. So make sure you're following and you get a notification when we go live. It'll probably be a Naomi there, thank you for the likes. It probably will be a alien radio signal hunt there, where we use our big antenna there, or big dish, to listen out for potential signals from terrestrial civilizations there. So do join us for that one. But thanks again, everybody. You're awesome, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Night night, guys.